Oh, I hope everybody's had a good day. I had a good day. I was around cool people. Cool people. You know, I live in a very interesting world. I love meeting new people. Good people. You know, just doing what they can. Doing what they can, given the circumstances. Would probably be the best way to say it. Do I recognize the reality? Yeah, I do. I do indeed. I pick up on it all. It's so unique. It's such a unique thing to me. It really is. Today though, somehow, some way, I don't really know how it came up, but either way, I made it to be known. Innocent until proven guilty. Innocent until proven guilty. I'm not sure I'm not sure when we got to the line of like, oh, you're guilty, but you have no line to prove your innocence. Like everything that's transpiring with Charlie Kirk and Tyler. Like, no. Let's just be clear here. You're innocent until you're proven guilty. And if they go 10 toes down, like they're doing with Charlie Kirk and Tyler, like they've been doing with me for years, you have to ask yourself, why? Why? I mean, we're very smart people. I don't know why we... Anyways, I wanted to touch on this video because she hit it nail on the... Like, really. Teresa, love her.
It's your hypervigilance. See, they didn't realize that they gave you enough intel not to trust them, but the truth of the matter is all you need is about 2 pieces of information, and your brain is going to analyze it over and over until it comes to the deduction of what their interest is in your life and what they're trying to obtain. So while they thought that they didn't give you enough intel, all you did was read their body language, their tone of voice, whether they repeated themselves and maintained the same story, or whether it switched up a little bit, and their eye movement, and you already knew that they were about to move left, so you moved right out of their fucking way. Listen, you're so hyper-vigilant that nobody can get anything past you. Over there doing better intel work than the goddamn ABC boys, and they want to blame you? No. The only reason you're a problem is because you are a glitch to the Matrix, an enigma, someone who went through so much trauma and abuse and yet still remained unconditionally loving in your divinity, in your North Node, and they can't understand it, so they're studying you. It's your hypervigilance. See,
they're studying you. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that perspective. I do indeed. I'm well aware that I'm being studied. I've been studied for quite some time. Just ask them. Maybe one day they'll tell you the truth. Yeah, that's truth. That is truth. Like, I don't know why we live in this world where people play their part, whether it be bad actors, good actors, whatever the case may be. It's not for me to figure out. I have zero desire to figure out. Zero desire and zero space in my head. Zero. Because the reality is if you choose by free will to be a bad actor, or even be a good actor based off whatever things that are important to you, that is again on your side, right? People so often enough wanted to put me in the spotlight for really crappy reasons. But there was a lot of moving pieces in the background. Okay. And a lot of them have really dirty hands. They just do. That is the reality of it. It is the truth. And if it wasn't, we wouldn't land here today. Right. And so when you find yourself in a scenario such as this, surrounded by people that want to put you on a platform to make you look XYZ, when XYZ is exactly what they are, you start to pick up on things. It's pretty evident. It's so evident, right? And so for me personally, it's like, look, you want the platform, you want the limelight, because that's never something I've ever wanted. Never once in my life. I still don't want it to this day. But do I recognize my calling? Do I recognize my purpose? Absolutely. So I speak freely. I speak boldly. I advocate not only for myself, but for others. And because I have a son. God graced me with the blessing of being a mother, which I wear so near and dear to my heart, right? And the fact that I know, without a doubt, every beacon, fiber, bone in my body with conversations that I've had, into windows, illusions, tactics, all this stuff, that they have went out of their way to draw a bridge between me and my son and attack me and my son. That's a no holds bar. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't attack children. And that's something that they do quite often. We're all pretty evident of that. Just open up the Epstein files, right? Child trafficking, that's very big. Although they want to keep covering it up, it's very true. It's very true. It's very evident. Some weird stuff. It's very weird. It's like fake news. It's fake news. And it's, no, absolutely not. That's where the line was drawn for me, is when I picked up on that conversation with my boss. When I picked up on it immediately, the Holy Spirit and God had been talking to me so much, but that 5-hour conversation that I had and the conversation that he took upon himself to have with my kid, no. N-O, which is a sentence. It is a sentence. It doesn't need explanation. It needs nothing behind that. No. You wanted this, you being whoever they are, right? Fill in the blanks. You wanted this. Now you got it. Now you got it. Now you got it. Right? Because we've so often become a society, become a culture that thinks this kid, this family, this is above this kid, this family, and this. And it's like, no, that's not true. No. All families are equal, no matter what your status quo is, no matter what your pull is, no matter what your money is, no matter none of that. None of that. Why? Because you have a beating heart, because you have a soul, because you're a child of God. Because you're a child of God. And then at that point, how do you not think you're trying to play God when you think in your world, your family, your children are above my family and my kid? How do you not think you're playing God in that mere moment? And so what did God decide to do? Well, land us here to show you that you're wrong in your ways. There are some things that need to be cleaned up. There are some methodical thinkings that maybe you've skewed on. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. You cannot run from truth. That is the truth. Every child, every family deserves a fighting chance. No matter who you are, no matter what you've been born into. No matter what. No matter what. Period. And you got to stand on that. You got to own that. You got to own that. You can't be a part of something, an organization, a psyop that intentionally rips families apart. For example, taking Charlie out so he's no longer going to be able to be of the living and be a part of his kid's life. You can't be on that side of it. That's a bad side to be on. Okay? You can't be on the side in reference to me, where you're going to try to pull me and my kid apart by your illusions and your attacks and your manipulative words and your key points and all these things and dangling the bait and the money and all this stuff. No, you can't do that. That's a bad side to be on as well. Right? And so because we live in a world now where they have taken it upon themselves to put themselves on these sides, is where we've landed at. And my heart breaks for them, and it breaks for their children. It breaks for their children. It breaks for their legacy. For their legacy. To get on the side where you allow greed, power, ego, flesh to consume you, to take you to a place where you're at today. And you know where you fall in that. You do. I know where I fall. You know where you fall. We both know. It's the free will. It just is. And it's hard. It's hard for people to face. I get that. I get that. 100%.